Elimu Bora working group is demanding the immediate reinstatement of the EduAfya medical insurance scheme for all learners, citing what it describes as a troubling rise in preventable student deaths. The group says recent tragedies in several schools have exposed serious weaknesses in emergency response, supervision and the enforcement of safety standards. And as Emily Chebet reports, the education stakeholders are also calling for independent and transparent investigations into the recent deaths, with firm accountability where negligence is established.
The recent rise in the number of sudden deaths of learners in schools has raised serious questions about institutions' readiness to handle medical emergencies. Education stakeholders now warn that gaps in supervision, delayed responses and limited access to healthcare are putting learners at risk.
The recent deaths reported in multiple institutions point to a disturbing and recurring trend of negligence and weak enforcement of safety standards in schools.
The group enumerated 7 recent cases that they say could have been prevented.
Every boarding institution must have, at the very minimum, a nurse and regularly a clinical officer in attendance, or a clinical officer and a medic where circumstances call for. Unfortunately, this happens only to be taking place within our C1 schools, the national schools.
These stakeholders argue that relying on parents' social health authority cover for learners is inadequate, especially during emergencies when delays in access to treatment can have fatal consequences.
The government was taking up the cost of medical attention for these learners to a point where even if it required a transfer to another facility or it required even airlifting or ambulance services, the insurance scheme would take up that one.
Those learners used to benefit greatly, and the facilities that they would be taken to did not fear handling them because they knew they would be paid. But the moment EduAfya was eaved off, I think this is where the situation now is becoming more acute.
The Ministry of Education and the Teacher Service Commission should develop, review and fully implement a comprehensive national learner safety and emergency response framework applicable to all schools.
They are also calling for the establishment of an Education Standards and Quality Assurance Council to strictly enforce safety regulations and compliance in schools. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV.